Okay. Right, let's do the... I say this every time, let's do the adventure missions. In her to space station. Oh, no, let's do this one. Finish this one off. Why am I here? I thought I left it in the, when I was in the, car. Okay. Anyway. Map. Parlor cart. Let's go. Hey, Pom Pom. What's wrong? You're just here at the right time. Please offer your unbiased answers to my question. Do you think the lights in this stagecoach are too dull? I quite like the lighting, to be honest. I think so too. March has been complaining that the lights in the coaches are too simple and boring. As a conductor, I'm very bothered by it. I've secretly formulated some lighting plans, but I haven't found the right person who can evaluate the lighting effects. Since you're here, I'll count on you to help me. Please wait for me to adjust the lights. Everything's ready. The colour waves are carefully selected by me. Please tell me what you think about them. Let's do disco last. Embrace nature is the best way to relax your mind. It must be very soothing to be under this kind of lighting. Okay. I honestly didn't see a difference. Try the melancholic. Melancholy. It's hard to define the colour of melancholy. I only had the inspiration after reading countless poems. I assumed it was grey. Am I missing something? Nighttime represents melancholy the best. It gives off a nice vibe, doesn't it? Try the disco. It's a masterpiece I created after lots of study and practice. Don't blink and get ready to be blown away. Bloody better be. It's a big old joke, mate. Let's call it a day. I'm feeling a bit dizzy after looking at too many colours. Please take a break and tell me your choice in all honesty, Katie. They're literally all the same. Katie, I've decided. I like the energy. That's not the name of the colourway. Colourway is indeed too flashy, and I'm still a bit giddy now. You've indeed evaluated the colourways fairly. The nicknames you gave them have highlighted their core weaknesses. Seems like there's a lot of room for improvement in my lighting plans. Alright, mate. Let's go. So that's done. Out of reach. Oh, right. Okay, I remember this. The 4 treasure maps from the guy who blew a hole in the space station. Did you find them? What are these? Don't get me wrong, I'm just curious. I don't believe that old scoundrel will leave us anything good. What's the paper you're holding? Oh, that's Madame Herta. Disrespectful. Really disrespectful. Give it to me and don't let others see it. I want to try and keep it. I want to keep it. Try the audio. Try the audio. I do want to keep it. Tiger never changes its stripes. You can't trust that scoundrel Jose. Quick, give it to me. If someone finds out, we're done for. What? This is an encrypted letter. The secret recipe of Kapo-Kali? Why, Ulysses? Just you wait. There's enough auto-radiograph region. When? My man, how are things? After I left the space station, my little bird in the Department of Galactic Geography told me things were not exactly going your way, thanks to my unconventional way of doing things. Your entitlement to become the head of the Department of Implement Arts got stripped. To add insult to injury, they put you in the maintenance room to make up for the giant hole I blew out. It is what it is. My apology would only hurt you more at this point, nor can I make up for your loss. Can I make up for your loss? You know me, I hate hypocrites more than anything. For years I've been wandering amongst the stars and I can't remember how many times I thought of writing to you. But I've heard that all the people working in the station, you hate Hoseo Lazaro the most. What's the point of sending you a letter knowing very well that you would not read it? That's why I sneaked back to the station some time ago and set up this puzzle for you to solve. All this fuss just to make sure you get the letter. Now it's time that I hand over the secret recipe of Kapo-Kali to you. Sell it to the IPC, they'll make it worth your while. Some sort of compensation from me, I guess. I wish you well in the rest of your journey. Secret recipe of Kapo-Kali: caramel, carbon dioxide, peas, Canterbury bells, interdimensional leaves, ambergris and orchid zest. Yes, you are seeing it right. Above is the secret recipe of Kapo-Kali. I swear on my mum's life that it's authentic. If you are one of us, you'll know how to decrypt it. Get a tip for you. A specific method of autoradiography is required to reveal the text. What's he playing at? As long as we can find a treasure. Caramel, carbon dioxide, sounds familiar. Ambergris, does it mean saliva? At least he's had a shred of loyalty left. At my age, a sip of Kapo-Kali is the only thing I want. Of course I never cared about all the mess he left me with. Ever since I was young, I've never liked academic research and dealing with the Department of Implement Arts. My biggest wish was to hide in the maintenance room and play with the tools. Work when I wake up and sleep when I get tired. In my opinion, dealing with machines is much more fun than dealing with people. But so many people have come and gone through the space station over the years, with the exception of Hosea. So I was angry that the old scoundrel didn't share his breakout plan with me, not even a little bit. Aren't we brothers? Shouldn't brothers be able to talk about anything? Nevertheless, it's been so many years, I have long since learned to let it go. On the contrary, whenever I hear about what kind of trouble he's making outside, I really do feel happy for him. He was born to run amok all over the galaxy. It does sound fun. He also thinks of you as a brother. Maybe, but if he had really invited me back to break up from the space station, I may not have had the guts for it. So, after all that, the treasure is just a recipe. What do you think? Keep it as a memento. Yeah, you keep it. I do not, unless you insist. Not. I will keep it then. Right, here's the thing. If I let you take it home, will you just leave it and forget about it? I'm trusting that you... It's very important. You keep it. I can find some in the warehouse if I look hard enough. Come on, a big bucket of fresh Kapo-Kali, that's the taste. Just take these sodas with you, they can refresh your mind and strengthen your body. You're the only one who would talk to me ever since Hosea left. If you're interested in that old scoundrel, you can look around the space station again and see if you can find some of those letters he sent back. Those letters are filled with his bragging. That guy just wants more people to hear his nonsense. Old people are like that. Nonsense can be very interesting to listen to. You little brat. Enough chit chat. From now on, whenever you are free, just remember to come off and to chat with me. I don't have much of anything here. You and I have an agreement. Whenever you pop in, there'll always be enough Kapo-Kali for you. Cool. So what does it actually do? Increases all allies' damage of a random type by 30% for the next battle. Upon use, immediately recover 2 technique points. Okay. Immediately regenerates 30% of max energy. Upon use, immediately causes a single ally to lose HP equal to 15% of their max HP. Okay. Let's use that. Yucky fried rice. Increases physical damage. Cool. The dawn after the dark. Oh yeah, I want that thing. Hey, who's ready for another pool? Okay, what we got? Just a 4-star. It's fine. Secret Vow. Increases damage dealt by the wearer by 20%. The wearer also deals an extra 20% of damage to enemies with a higher HP percentage than the wearer. So there's like 40% extra damage. Wow. Okay. For destruction. Okay. Letter from the hey there. Are you still alive? Call it a bummer if you want, but the fact that the space station is surrounded by antimatter legion is hardly news to anyone. The entire universe knows about it except for the indifferent, head in the sand bunch known as the Preservation. Other folks would at least make a bet during their downtime on how much time the space station has left. If you ask me, I say the space station is done for. Didn't think the Legion would actually do their job this time. Bad news for the space station, no. I, on the other hand, made a small fortune out of this. Wonder how livid your Madame Herta must be. My new boss has made it clear. If this genius really does need help, the Intelligentsia Guild is willing to put everything on the table. As long as she recognizes that Genius Society is not any better than the Intelligentsia Guild. What say ye? Tell her about this generous offer if things do work out. Send your reply to the tavern, World's End. There's a seat if you walk in, turn left and walk 5 steps. Find it on the 9th row, the one with an iron bell and an Aster falciparum plant hanging over. Shove the letter under the 4-litre Kapo-Kali tankard. Ha. Investigate. To friends and enemies. Those of you who don't know who Jose Lazaro is, feel free to ask the head of the Department of Implement Art. I can still recall the man in charge of the Department of Implement Arts when I was a junior researcher trying my best at work. Wen was his name. The old man of Wen Mingdi, old miser, really enjoyed cutting our research funds. He slashed the supply of instruments, used a test of composition of atmosphere and soil on different planets, and used the money to buy showy antiques from the IPC, calling it business exchange. He had an eye for rare relics, I'll give him that. He bought low and sold extremely high in the international market. The Department of Implement Arts was raking in profits because of this. In the meantime, he had to make do with an astro rod for planetary research. Even after I hit his face with an astro rod, he did not change a bit. Business as usual, money for Department of IA, budget cut for Department of GG. Business must have been booming for all Department of Implement Arts since I left. After all, one less accountant who ran random checks and pushed for far distribution of resources to worry about. More and more suppliers have heard the Department of Implement Arts branded on their package. In addition to Wen, all those who bullied Department of Galactic Geography were taught a lesson by me. Many became my enemy who saw to my removal from the space station, but some turned into my friends. I'm not the most amicable type, true, and I got into a lot of trouble because of that. But Wen was the only one who gave me a proper smack. It was on me though, I owe him that. Those friends of mine, I know most of them are still kicking, the same goes for me. In fact, I want them to know that I never felt better. Despite the fact I nearly kicked the bucket in the wastelands of destruction several times, my head was wanted by numerous factions thanks to my recklessness. Years of saving wasted in Mask Fool's pub, none of those matters now, I'm alive and kicking. Cool. Alright. What's going on? Asta. Is that Asta? Arlen. These photos made every staff member anxious, Arlen. What should we do? What should we do? If it were up to me, we shouldn't do anything since we're not sure what's shown in those photos. It's not like the station's never encountered strange phenomena before. Go tell the rest. I lead this investigation myself. Why take this all on by yourself, Arlen? If anything happens like last time, what happened? Oh, it's you. We're discussing the recent of photos of spectres circulating around the space station. Looks like something weird got mixed into the batch. This is a simple oversight. Please just let this slide. Recently, the security department has received multiple sightings of this unidentified creature. It moves around stealthily like a ghost and only a photograph can reveal its shape. It may have a connection to a certain curio. Too busy with the station's reconstruction, none of the research labs have any more personnel to spare for this investigation. They always claim they're all busy all the time, all excuses. That's right, Arlen. You really shouldn't take this on all by yourself. Or someone has to. When the ball is in our court, we should just take it. If we kick the ball back into the other court, that just means we've lowered ourselves to their level, wouldn't you say? Careful what you ask for. But how would I be able to work security if I'm afraid of trouble? I should remind you that everyone in the security department already has their hand full with routine danger elimination tasks. We simply don't have the people. I still have so much work to do, like that one and that one. Alright, Katie, you wouldn't refuse a request from a recovering patient, would you? This is an emergency, so I do need your help. I already sent for people to gather all the witnesses of spectres at the reception hall in the base zone. Let's go and interview them before coming up with a plan. Okay. Oh, a reward for Forgotten Hall. Oh yeah, obviously. The pig.
Show your courage.
What's my team? Let's bounce.
The lucky one today.
This is not going to go well. Oh, I know what I bloody did. Oh no.
Evil doer.
This
What's that
ends
4
here.
do? Regenerates energy.
In the name of Landau, years of cold hardens the will. We shall never fall.
Everything is ordained by the stars. Oh, profound secrets of the stars, give these trailblazers your blessing. 1,000 wonders to raise your spirits. Good omens, fight us one. Yeah! There's always a weakness. We've entered the storm.
I've got no
To
damage
guard
to
and
this.
defend. Crush them! A gift from the stars.
I hope you're prepared.
I'm gonna go
The
to
time
him.
is now. Lend me your strength. Customers are always welcome. Chill out.
This is not gonna go well. He's gonna run away.
A guest with no manners, huh? Who's the lucky one today?
You will know justice. In the name of
I shouldn't have
Landau,
done it. I didn't need to do that.
years of cold
Oh,
hardens
I'm
the
gonna
will.
miss him.
We shall never fall.
We shall take back what we lost.
Bloody hell. That's slightly annoying. Requiem Mass. Navigate. I went.
Show your courage.
Oh, wrong button. I love the sound of that gun so much. Those pesky things just don't know how to hide themselves. They keep getting photographed one after another. And now everyone's looking out for them. If they were caught, even with my gift at the gap, there's only so much I can do for them. Life for protecting Curio's rights is just filled with twists. I want to learn about those things. But what are those? I've never heard of it. I think you got the wrong person. Oh, okay. And I've been fighting for the rights of non-human creatures on this space station ever since I became a researcher here. A man as righteous as I am has no knowledge of any activities regarding nefarious spirits and their related photographic activities. Type of curio. That makes sense, but do you have any evidence that this is the case? Seeing that you're not from the curio collection squad, I guess it wouldn't hurt to tell you. Okay. After all, I can't sacrifice the safety of the masses and ignore the bigger picture just for the freedom of a few. I do not know little about the curios. I do know a little about the curios. They're scientifically called Wubbaboos. A species of astral spirits collected by the Department of Ecology. They managed to escape during a Legion invasion. Honestly, if they just went into hiding, there would have been no trouble for the rest of the space station. However, recently they've been appearing in groups very frequently. It's said if they were plotting to take up more living space and stir up an uprising. After giving it much thought, I came to the conclusion that this is a special scenario that goes against the overall interest of Herta's space station. Lukacs, the justice fighter, will no longer be aiding and abetting them and covering their tracks. You think they're up to no... You really are a fighter. You think they're up to no good? It's entirely possible. I don't know. The Wubbaboos are infamous for their manipulation tactics, and they've been nicknamed Jinx. If they were able to gain crucial intel on the ecology of this space station and figure out the researchers' weaknesses, it's quite plausible that they may even wreak havoc on a scale that could rival the Antimatter Legion invasion. Aren't you that Captain Arlen from Security Department? Oh, is he with me? Let me tell you something in confidence. Wubbaboos are sneaky and mysterious. Even fully grown humans are scared of them, which is why people try their best to avoid any encounters. They somehow have connection with children and often share a close bond. If you want to know more, you can go ask the two little kids over there. I wouldn't even think about infringing the rights of non-human creatures, however, this is a special situation. Hopefully the little robots will understand me. Robots. Look over. Looks like the adults over there are very prepared. You have to promise me you won't accidentally spill anything, okay? I know, just leave it to me. No matter how righteous they appear, how charismatic they are, how pitiful they presented themselves, we must not tell them anything. Got it, got it. You can be such a nag sometimes, you know, Adler. I'll stop here. Here they come. Oh, it's Big Brother Arlen. Ever since the monsters came here, Big Brother Arlen has been so busy that he never came around anymore. Shilling misses you so much. Big Brother Arlen misses you too. Katie is right. I'm always thinking about the safety of the staff members. And because of that, I'd like to ask you about some rumours of the staff members accidentally taking pictures of some eerie entities. Take a look. I've seen them. Big Brother Arlen is here to ask about Wubby. Shilling has nothing to tell you, sorry. Wubby? Spilling the beans right from the start. I'm Adler from the Department of Ecology. You may not have seen me before. If you've heard of the Adler classification methods used station-wide, you would have known the surname my father and I bear. Shilling's Wubby is indeed one of the spectres you mentioned. They're a curio Wubbaboo from the Department of Ecology. Wubbaboos are considered a subspecies of astral spirits that exist in the form of spiritual entities. They're also known as Jinx to some people. If you're curious about them, I may be able to give you a brief explanation of their existence. That's right, little Adler is our genius in the Department of Ecology. No one can outsmart Adler. You mean out-achieve. I told you many times, outsmart is about cunning. I'm all about work and intellect. Alright, little Adler, don't be anxious. Since you brought up Wubbaboo, Katie and I want to ask you a few questions. Are Wubbaboos dangerous? It's a hard question to answer. Different from humans in a way of thinking, there's no active concept of malevolence. However, the chaotic behaviour they exhibit in line with their nature often causes unpredictable danger to their surroundings, which can be perceived by humans as being harmful. And where can we find them? Difficult to answer. Generalist type of scholar, not a specialist. Just based on these photos, Wubbaboos can appear anywhere and everywhere, like the specific pathways of their movement can only be discerned by those who take care of them. As the walking encyclopedia of the Department, I'm just answering your questions on behalf of Wen Shilling. That's right, I messed up just now, so Adler's now helping me not to tell on myself any more than I already did. Adler, in my professional opinion, your answers were vague, evasive, and only offered very limited help. The spectres in its photos, the Wubbaboos, have already disrupted order on the space station. I need to recover them as soon as possible to prevent them from further endangering the space station and bringing potential harm to our staff. Impossible. As I have said, they are not malicious. They only act in accordance with their most basic instincts. That's right, we were very familiar with Wubby. They won't harm people on purpose, at most they just pull some pranks at places. Shilling, please just stop talking. The level of danger they pose would be determined by the security department, but first I need to find a Wubbaboo to see for myself. Check a few more just to be sure, and the more the merrier. I do fully understand where you're coming from, but we really don't know where the Wubbaboos are. We're just scared little kids. We're too timid to deal with mysterious entities like these, aren't we, Shilling? We really... Bloody liars. Leave us be and go. Search for the Wubbaboos elsewhere. Adler is right. You guys should totally go ahead and do as Adler says. Why are we being bossed around by kids? She even said they're familiar with the Wubbaboos. These kids are too brave for their own good.